You are Locked On Yankees POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports New York on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
All right, everybody, everything clicked tonight for the Bombers. The bats were dynamic. The pitching got the job done. Yanks kick off a West Coast swing in style tonight. It's an overpowering 11-2 victory over Seattle. The Mariners really had no chance tonight from pillar to post. It was an excellent night for New York. History's been made. We'll get to that. We can very soon, folks, taste the postseason right around the corner. We'll get to that as well. All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Jay Berman. If you're a New Yorker, you might recognize my work. If not, welcome aboard. Glad to get to know you. All right. I've spent more than 2 decades in the biz, everything from TV to web to radio. And worthy of note, you can follow me on Twitter at Jay Berman, Jayberman. Welcome to the Locked On Yankees postcast, both on the Locked On Sports New York YouTube channel and the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. The postcast gives you a place to hang out after every single Yankees game. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. We'll chat everything Bombers offense. The lineup click tonight from top to bottom. We'll get into the box score, some worthy notes there. History was made courtesy of Juan Soto. We'll get to that as well. No surprise as he continues to mash. We'll discuss the standings as we quickly approach the end of the regular season. And of course, we'll set you up for the Yanks and Mariners final 2 games of the series on both Wednesday and Thursday. That's Wednesday night, Thursday late afternoon. And of course, we'll get you set for the rest of the West Coast swing. All that coming up on the postcast. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. All right, and that's exactly where we'll start with the offense. Yanks again win it tonight 11-2, and let's get right to it. The box score is impressive. Gleyber Torres, we'll get to him in a moment as well, had 3 more hits, scored 3 more runs tonight. Juan Soto hit 2 hits, 3 runs, drove in 2, walked twice. He's just been a beast. Aaron Judge drove in 4, 2 2-run singles. He had a couple of hits. Austin Wells drove in 3 with a double. Jason Dominguez, his first home run of this season. Anthony Rizzo and Jazz each going 0 for 5. Really the lone sour spots, if you will, in the Yankees lineup. As for the pitching, Luis Gil got the start. He wasn't great, but he got the job done. 5 innings, 1 earned. Did walk 3, allowed 4 hits, struck out 5, allowed a home run through 91 pitches. His ERA on the season now at 3.14. More specifically, in regards to the pitching, we'll get to this as well. Marcus Stroman, just his 9th relief appearance of his career in more than 250 starts. We also found out today that Aaron Boone said that Stroman would be in the bullpen for 1 more turn through the rotation. So I guess that started with tonight's relief work. We'll get to him as well. All right, the Mariners have had very much playoff possibilities on their minds as well. Plenty to play for, and they just got run over. And it started in the really the very first inning. If you missed it, it was quite frankly an embarrassing play by Victor Robles. Luis Gil really was bailed out big time by this in that first inning. The bases were loaded. There were 2 outs. Justin Turner at the dish. A 3-0 count. Gil is reeling. A 3-0 count. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Robles at third. What does he do? He tries to steal home. Gil throws home and gets him, and obviously it was a terrible play. Michael Kay and Jeff Nelson, who were on the broadcast tonight, jumped all over him right away, as well they should have. Really one of the worst base running plays you'll ever see. So Gil was bailed out after that. And you know what? To be fair, he was solid. As we said, got the job done. The pitching got the job done, exactly what you want when you have a big lead. The Yankees plated 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings, 3 of the first 4. So Heel had plenty of runs to work with. Again, Gleyber Torres, and we'll touch on him. He was 3 for 4 tonight, scored 3 runs. He's in the leadoff spot, and if Gleyber continues to contribute the way he has been at the leadoff spot, well, the top 4 for the Yankees lineup, just a murderer's row, if you will. All right, we'll take a look at Gleyber's September. September for him in the leadoff spot, things have completely changed for the top of the order. Just 2 games in the entire month so far. So basically 2.5 weeks, just 2 games he hasn't had a hit in. September 11th against Kansas City, he was 0 for 4. And then early in the month on September 1st against St. Louis, did not have a hit. So again, just 2 days the entire month that Gleyber has not had a hit. Meanwhile, he has 3 3-hit games, 3 2-hit games. This is all from the top of the lineup. So if you're telling me that Gleyber is going to do what he's been able to do, well, that's going to make Soto and Judge and Wells all that much more potent. It really is quite the top of the lineup. And it's something the Yankees have been looking for a long time. And Gleyber, and they discussed it on the broadcast tonight, Gleyber was almost there by default because they had no one else. And they figured we'll, flip a coin. We'll put Gleyber there. And if it works out, it works out. If not, no one was working out there to begin with anyway. So what's the difference? Anyways, it worked. It really worked, and it worked well. As we said, Victor Robles was wearing the dunce cap tonight, if you will. Julio Rodriguez, who really has had for him, a down year. Really, to be blunt, terrible year. He had 4 hits tonight. So a good job by him. No other Mariner had more than 1 hit. The Yankees really did some damage on Bryan Woo, who, by the way, in case you didn't know, really having a remarkable season. Let's get to a couple of those stats because that's where the Yankees went. Woo had won both previous starts against the Yankees without allowing a run in either start. Nearly 12 innings of work, did not allow a run. And of course, the Yankees played 2 right away in the very first inning. Woo, 8 starts at home, a 1.66 ERA, and the Yanks bombed him. Just absolutely picked him apart from pillar to post. The most runs he's ever allowed in a game. And get this, we talked about Gleyber. He has never allowed, Woo has never allowed 3 hits from one guy in a game until Gleyber tonight. So again, Woo had pitched well, not only against the rest of the league, but against the Yankees specifically in 2 starts. And at home, basically unhittable. As we said, his ERA 1.66 at home in 8 starts. And the Yankees roughed him up tonight. So great work by the lineup there. As for Marcus Stroman, we said he's going to remain in the bullpen next turn through the rotation. That was according to Aaron Boone before the game. Now, what did we see? The 9th career relief appearance for him. He came into the game in the 7th inning. And because he pitched 3 innings, he gets the save. So Marcus Stroman's first save. Again, 3 solid innings, did allow a run, but struck out 3, 5 hits, 64 pitches. And you got to wonder at this point in time, Stroman is likely not to be part of that postseason rotation. We'll have to keep our eyes on that as well. All right, now we will tell you about Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Here we go. 1 Caleb Williams passing yard gets you 1 win on Prize Picks every week in September. That's right. Only 1 yard gets you an automatic win every football weekend in September. That's 4 weeks of free W's. Don't miss the deal on Prize Picks because it's gone when September ends. And That's only a couple of weeks away. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in most states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code LOCKEDONMLB. Get $50 off instantly when you play $5. That's code LOCKEDONMLB on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. All righty. We told you about history, and that history was made tonight, specifically with regard to Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. We'll start with Soto, who amazingly has homered now in every single major league ballpark. That's 30 of them, folks. There'll actually be 31 next year because he'll probably hit a home run in Sacramento, where the A's are going to be playing next year. And then eventually in Vegas, Soto will hit another home run there. That'll be 32, and who knows about expansion. Point is, he's 25 years old, and he's doing what he's doing. He's now homered in every major league park. The last one he needed was T-Mobile in Seattle. Picked that off tonight. It also happened to be his 40th home run of the season and the 200th of his career. Only a couple of guys, we don't need to run through it, but only a couple of guys have hit more home runs before their age 25 season. Again, real quick for Juan Soto. As we said, still just 25 years old. He turns 26 October 25th. So could it be a birthday playoff surprise there for Juan Soto? We'll have to wait and see. But again, his 200th career home run, his 40th of the season. He's now hit a home run in 30 major league ballparks. As for the history for Judge and Soto, well, because of the home run by Soto, the Yankees now have a third pair of teammates to hit 40-plus homers in a season. I'm going to give you 3 seconds to think about it. 3, 2, 1. Ruth and Gehrig did it 3 times, amazingly. And then obviously it was Mantle and Maris in 1961 when it was a home run fest. But again, Ruth and Gehrig did it 3 times. Mantle and Maris in 61, and now Judge and Soto in 2024. All right, we told you about Glaber's amazing September, which, to be fair, has really catapulted the top of the lineup, despite the fact that we know the worth of both Judge and Soto. For some reason, with those two guys hot really all year long, they still couldn't figure out who to bat in front of those two guys. And to be honest, they couldn't really figure out who to bat after those guys either until recently with Austin Wells. So really, it's amazing. The Yankees found their 1 and their 4 hitter in Glaber, who's been a revelation. And then obviously Austin Wells in the cleanup spot. Wells gunning for an American League Rookie of the Year award. All right, Jason Dominguez, his first home run of the year. Of course, he had 4 last year. This one, a good sight. He has not been hot since he got recalled a couple of days ago. But what you like to see is him hitting the ball hard. He's done that several times now in the couple of games that he has played. We'd like to see him play every day. Interesting machinations in regards to the lineup tonight. Dominguez was in center because Judge got the DH role tonight, which meant no Giancarlo Stanton, Verdugo in left field. When they removed Soto out of right field because the game got out of hand at 10-1, I believe at that point, they moved Verdugo to right field. And obviously, and so on and so forth with the defensive replacements. But point is, they had Judge DH role tonight. We'll see him in center in the postseason, likely to DH with Stanton. And then Dominguez or Verdugo. We've discussed this multiple nights over the last week. Who's going to play left field when the postseason begins? Will it be Verdugo, who has postseason experience and plenty of it? Or will it be Jason Dominguez, the Martian, who's essentially still a rookie? Really interesting times for that Yankee lineup. All right, as we said, the Yankees are now 1 win from clinching. They have just 11 games remaining in the regular season. They're now up 4 on the Baltimore Orioles because Blake Snell was nasty again. The Giants beat the Orioles 10-0. Snell, 6 innings, 1 hit, 12 strikeouts. So the Yanks will enter Wednesday with a 4-game lead in the division. And worthy of note, it's the largest lead in the division the Yanks have had since June 6th. Again, coming into tonight, the Yanks needed just 2 more wins to clinch a postseason berth. They got the one tonight. They got help from the Orioles, who lost to San Francisco, as we said, 10-0. And those bats in Baltimore have gone silent. Despite that, the Yankees now need just 1 more win. They can clinch Wednesday night or Thursday afternoon. Those are the 2 games remaining in the Seattle series. And we, as we said, will always set you up for the following games. Yankees and Mariners will play game 2 of 3 tomorrow night. Now, technically tonight. That's also a 9:40 first pitch. Nestor Cortez, Bryce Miller in a good pitching matchup. Again, Cortez was out of the rotation. Now he's back in the rotation. Stroman was in the rotation. Now back out of the rotation. So with the fact that we've heard this cliche many times, it's apropos here. They have 6 starters. It's a good problem to have. That's the cliche, is that it's a good problem to have. You can afford to put guys like Cortez or Stroman into long relief. As we said, Stroman threw 64 pitches tonight. He's not starting anytime soon. And I doubt that he starts before the end of the regular season unless something goes wrong, unless there's an injury, God forbid, knock on wood. But again, Cortez and Miller will gather later tonight officially, technically Wednesday night. Cortez has a losing record. He's 9-10 with a 3.90 ERA. Bryce Miller, 11-8, 3.12. The pitching for Seattle really has been tremendous right up until tonight, when Brian Wu was just terrible and the Yankees got to him. And considering the Yankees have not been swinging the bats all that great of late, wonderful job tonight. Really a wonderful job. Thursday, we've got an afternoon game. That's a 4:00 start. Clark Schmidt and Logan Gilbert will go for Seattle. Another excellent pitching matchup. It's an endless amount of good pitching for Seattle. Again, Logan Gilbert and Clark Schmidt on Thursday. Then we hop on a plane and we head south. We go from Seattle to Oakland. Friday night, game number 1 between the Yankees and the Athletics. Cole and Ginn. Then on Saturday, it is also a night game. That's a 9:00 start time. Rodon and Sears. And then on Sunday, hopefully by then the Yankees have clinched and they can just sort of tinker with the lineup and set the rotation for the way they want it to be when the postseason begins. But again, that final game will be on Sunday. That's a 4:00 start. That'll be Heel and Estes. Again, assuming everything stays the way it should in regards to the rotation, barring no setbacks, no injuries, none of that stuff. Should be a very interesting couple of days. And then, of course, we return home for the Orioles and the Pittsburgh Pirates. By the way, I do want to mention the Yankees scored 11 runs tonight. 9 of those came with 2 outs. So not only were they effective at any point during the count, but they were effective in clutch situations, which, to be honest, they have not been for a while now. Yes, they have been hitting home runs, specifically Judge and Soto. But again, 9 runs with 2 outs tells you all you need to know about the Yankees offense tonight. The Yankee bullpen in their last 10 games coming into tonight, 5-0 with a 1.16 ERA. That's 5 earned runs in 38 2/3 innings. And you know what? Just 1 more run in 4 innings tonight. Meza went an inning, and then Stroman went the final 3 to earn the save. Again, he threw 64 pitches. Meza only threw 15. And as Jeff Nelson pointed out, having a gigantic lead like that for most of the night allows you to avoid your high leverage relievers. And that's exactly what the Yankees did, going to Meza and then Stroman. All right, we'll take a quick break. As we told you, we'll set you up for the rest of the trip, and we'll tell you exactly how the Yankees can clinch, and that is tomorrow. All right, you've heard us talk a lot about FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Well, we've got something just a little bit different for you now. Through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then, with the YouTube TV base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market game. All you need is a Google account and a current form of payment, and you can cancel anytime. And if that's not enough, be sure to check out FanDuel's Profit Boost in the app and use it for FanDuel's Double Your Winnings for all of Sunday 9:15 pregame moneyline bets. Profit Boost will be live starting Thursday 9/12. View your account page now to learn more about your boost. Just visit FanDuel.com, download America's #1 sportsbook. That, of course, is FanDuel. All right, as we told you, an impressive 11-2 win for the Yankees tonight. They roughed up the Mariners, kicked off their road trip in style. As we said, 3, now 2 remaining in Seattle, 3 in Oakland. We flipped the part of the schedule, which goes from the road games to the home games. We get home, we face Baltimore for 3, and then Pittsburgh for 3. Those Baltimore games, believe it or not, somehow, some way, at least in regards to the division, might actually not matter. If the Yankees put 4 or 5 games between them and the Baltimore, the 3 games won't matter. It is important, however, in regards to the best record in the American League, which the Yankees now have a 1.5-game, 2-game lead over Cleveland. The Guardians and Yankees going back and forth for the best record in baseball. So the Yankees have that slim lead. But again, we all thought that Baltimore series was going to be make or break for both teams. And it turns out with the Yankees leading by 4 games now in the division, if they could somehow get it to 5, maybe even 6, well, then that series means nothing for the Yanks in regards to the division. The division will be theirs. The magic number to clinch the division for the Yankees is down to 8. So any combination of Yankee wins and Orioles losses adding up to 8 will mean the division is the Yankees. Odds are that happens. They now lead by 4 with 11 games to play. Yes, worse has happened. Not to the Yankees, however. Again, the largest lead since June 6th. They lead by 4 over the Orioles, who were blanked at home by Blake Snell and the Giants 10-0. Snell struck out 12 in 6 innings of work. By the way, Aaron Judge now has 90 extra base hits, including that double tonight. He had 90 extra base hits in 2022. That's a personal record. He tied it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he breaks that record. Again, now has 90 extra base hits on the season. Just simply remarkable. Jason Dominguez with his first extra base hit of the season. Hopefully, plenty more of that. Dominguez had 4 home runs in his short stint last year in the majors. 1 more this year. And as we told you, Judge and Soto, now the 3rd pair of Yankee teammates to hit 40-plus homers in a season. All right, as we told you, 2 more with Seattle, 3 more with Oakland. In Oakland, the final time the Yanks will be at the Oakland Coliseum. Then 3 more with Baltimore at home. And then we wrap up the regular season with 3 against Pittsburgh. Hopefully the division will be clinched by then. Thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. Now go check out the Locked On MLB podcast. Prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has it all covered every single day. You can find the link to Locked On MLB in the description, so you don't need to search. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Also want to mention our partners in crime over at Locked On Yankees. That's Stacy Gotsulias and Brian McKeon. They handle all the stuff again at Locked On Yankees. They're the best. Follow, subscribe, and enjoy. As we said, a phenomenal night from top to bottom, be it Glaber, Judge, Soto, Wells, Stroman getting a save tonight. Luis Gil, despite early struggles, 5 innings, 1 earned, struck out 5. He gets the win. Yanks win it 11-2. That's a wrap on this postcast. We'll be with you again tomorrow night as the Yanks try and clinch their 1 game from a postseason berth.